Hello, folks. I mean, oh my God. I don't even know if this podcast number 11 is going to get anywhere because this is part deux. I mean, this is our second time recording podcast number 11. So we are finally at the French Open. We're at the cusp of the French Open. So, and the draws are out, folks. And everyone is having a TD attack except me. And I guess our distinguished panel of guests and hosts this evening. So let's get in an introduction as always. First, we have a lovely Andrine from Solely Tennis Travel. And as always, our gracious co-host, Janina.
Hello.
She always says hello during the clapping. And as always, Karen, are you there with us, Karen?
I'm still here.
Okay. Well, Karen is a little, I don't, she's having adult beverages, okay? And she's drinking from the bottom.
I've been working like a Hebrew slave.
Here with the sponsor.
I know. I was
she ran Old Testament on us.
I'm telling you, and I was just about to sing a spiritual, but you know what? I'm just gonna let it go.
Hey.
I'm just gonna let it go. So, folks, the draws are out today. The men and women draw for the French Open. I mean, finally at the. I think the French Open has always been that middle period where we decide first and foremost whether or not we're gonna have a calendar slam winner for the first time in forever on either the men and women's side, and also it is the only place I guess where even the greatest have difficulty winning. So it's like this. It's a thorn in many people's side. I would say the French Open, just like the French are annoying. Pardon me. I'm just saying what everybody says. Okay, I don't think the French are annoying. I really don't. And I doubt. I'm not gonna tell secrets now, but you know what? I don't. I can't find the French annoying. And it's clay. It's red clay, and everyone hates that fucking shit. Dirty their socks, their clothes, and everyone just fucking mess. But we're finally here. And ladies, what do you think of the draws? Your general impression of both draws that came out today?
Well, I think that they're interesting, lopsided.
Really?
And I do. I feel like one side of the men's is really heavy, and I feel like one side of the women's is really heavy. Or else, the truth could possibly be that I just don't even know who half these people are.
Scrubs and witches taking over.
But when I was looking at it and I'm filling out, my brackets, I'm like, all right. That name looks like they'd be good on clay.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Stereotype people?
Oh, totally.
Well,
totally.
There was a time back in the days when you could have done that, Spanish name, European name.
Well, yeah, and not to mention the fact that I printed the draw before the qualifiers were filled in, and that's easy. You just pick a qualifier.
Okay,
my impression as I was going through the draw is there are some really fun first round matches on the men's side, and then as I go through the women's draw, I find that their matches are more interesting as you go along. So that was kind of really interesting. Some startling matches on the Novak Djokovic side on the men's, and then for the women, I was just like, ooh, this could be fun. But it was mostly, potential. I'd say, potential and third round on. So that was kind of my general sense of it.
Karen?
I don't know how much I can contribute in relation to the draw because I'm going to be very honest. I haven't had a chance to analyze it because for whatever reason I actually have to earn a living. Douchebag lawyers.
Oh, Lordy.
No. They might be listening to this podcast, so you better take that back.
But from what I understand, from what I saw, a quick glance, it is even. You know, some parts of the draw are, as Andrew said, pretty lopsided. But I think, you know, as the tournament rolls along, it should even out. It's just a draw. It's nothing. It's not cast in stone. And as we've seen for many years, the draw tends to open up after the first 2 rounds. You know, questions need to be asked. Will so and so actually make it past the first round? Will so and so actually, will there be that 4th round matchup? I remember last year we were all contemplating a Jeannie Bouchard, Serena Williams quarterfinal. That never happened.
I got out of the 2nd round.
Yeah, you know, so you know the draw, it makes for good conversation, but I don't know whether or not, you know, it really tells us much as to what will or will not happen.
Well, of course not.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for, good conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we certainly hope it doesn't tell us what's going to happen by seeding. You know what I mean? Because I want everything to just be blown to smithereens for Roland Garros. So
Everything?
That's the only way. Everything. The only way I enjoy Roland Garros is if it's like a wild ride.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that. I really haven't enjoyed it very much since Schiavone won. And how long ago was that?
2010.
Exactly.
You know, I had a moment where I felt that for this year, more so than any other year, the draws for both men and women, people were eagerly anticipating it.
Yeah,
And it was that moment where I mean, I'm gonna, when I was young, way back when, for some reason, whenever I say draw, I think draws. And when I was in grade school, primary school, as I would say, there was a moment when it was like 1 o'clock, and the school bell had rang to end lunch. And we all in a playground, and there's one tiny gate to go through. And we're all racing to get through this tiny gate. And just imagine like a bunch of like little children. And just as we got to the gate, there was a girl standing there, and unfortunately, her drawers fell down to the ground. So there is this moment where she's at the gate where everyone has to pass her, and everyone is looking at her, and she's mortified. Like she cannot move. And usually I am opposed to like, you know, quick action, whatever the case may be. And we're all looking at her, and it's like an accident where you want to turn away, but you just can't. It's just like this. Your mind has never been prepared for this. Like,
And this is what you think of whenever the draws come out for a tournament?
No, I think about this French Open. There is a moment of horror where we all where we're looking at this draw. Like, it has the potential of being fucking crazy.
Who dropped their panties? That's the question. So basically, the French Open make you say, "Who dropped their panties?" That's
like, it's gonna be that moment where I think that we all gonna be watching. Where I think a lot of matches, I think the French Open we don't usually give a fuck in the first week. We don't.
Well, this tournament, the first week is a big fucking deal.
Exactly. Everyone's gonna be watching it. Everyone's gonna be watching nearly every match because there's a lot of, as you say, epic 4th-round matches, and let me take that word. I hate that word, epic, in tennis. There's a lot of interesting 4th-round matches for men and women, and it can only get better potentially if people play their part. But we know it's clay, and it's Philippe Chatrier and Roland Garros, and the clay here plays completely different than everywhere else, and you know shit always happens here. You know what I mean? So.
And it's supposed to be heavy, right? The conditions are heavy. It's not dry. It's not dry.
Okay, because everyone I see is bundled up somewhat. Everyone I see outside is cold.
Yeah, Paris in the spring, cold and rainy, right?
So let's get to the ladies. Well,
let's jump in.
Karen, hello.
Yeah.
Karen, are you still with us?
Oh yeah, I'm still with you. God,
okay. Let's get your first.
This is really going to be hard tonight, but I'm gonna, I'm doing it for you guys out there.
Thank you. So on the ladies' side, Karen, what do you have to say about the ladies' draw?
First round matchup. How bad is it for poor Venus and Sloane?
Yeah.
Venus, who hasn't been able to string together 2 or 3 wins during this clay season, and Sloane playing some of the best tennis that we've seen her play since 2013. And what what she says is her favorite service. She lost today in the third round in the semifinal. She had a chance today to make her first WTA Tour final, and she fell at the last hurdle against Sam Stosur. Not a bad win, but not a bad person to lose to, but it was a bad loss because she had the momentum. She came back from 2-love down in the second set and won 6 straight games, or 2-1 down and won 5 of the last 6 games to take the second set 6-3. To get bageled in the third set was, and she basically had a mini meltdown. There were signs of tears. She was screaming at herself. She was tossing her racket. She was looking to her coach, trying to find out where her game had gone in the last 30 minutes of the match. Kaya Kanepi, I think Sharapova has a tough first round. Anything can happen. Even though Sharapova won in Rome, she didn't win convincingly in my estimation. She battled hard, as we know she does.
No, she wanted that win. She wanted that win.
Pardon?
She did not want to show up in Paris without a Clicquot title.
Yeah, she needed that win because she struggled for most of the clay season. And she's been struggling since Indian Wells, no doubt about it. I don't know whether she's lacking confidence. She went into the Australian Open playing confident tennis. She emphatically beat Anna Ivanovic to win the season opener at Brisbane. She came into the Australian Open, saving match points in the third round, get to the final, only to have the same result once again against Serena Williams. So I think her confidence was a little bit shattered, and a lot of people will not talk about that, but I think her confidence was shattered because I think she really felt she had a chance against Serena at the Australian Open. Fast forward to the clay season, and she hasn't done much of anything. So Rome was essential for her preparation heading into Roland Garros. Simona Halep, I'm not quite sure whether she has a pretty tricky draw. Could face Carla Suarez Navarro that she struggled against. I think she has her first or second round opponent. I need to look at this draw, don't I?
No. Carla is in a Marta's draw.
But you know what? Halep has the possibility of Lucic Baroni, the one who beat her at the U.S. Open.
Oh God, yes.
In the second round. So.
Look, I saw Lucic Baroni play Madison Keys, and Lucic Baroni threw away a 5-love lead.
Yeah, she did.
And served for the match. And I'm telling you, again, served for the match like 4 times. And I'm telling you, Madison Keys did not win that match. Lucic Baroni lost that match.
Yes, she did.
It was the most disgusting tennis I've ever seen, and I don't say that very lightly. I mean, it was errors galore. It was such a horrendous match. I mean, it was who was making the errors, who was making the least bit of errors at a certain point. Nobody was keeping the ball in court. As a matter of fact, it's as if they were playing Waka Spectator. They were heading. She
actually got bageled. She actually got bageled in the tiebreak.
In the tiebreak, it was just a mess.
She did. She got bageled.
Well, I don't have Halep going past the third round, which I don't know why, but I just think that Cornet is going to take her out.
You know what? I have that circled on my draw. Like, this is the Slayer, bitch.
Well, you know what?
And Halep has not been at her best as of late, and if she goes out early, that's where it's going to be. I actually do have her going through, but I have a big question mark there. Like, I don't know about that.
She has a really tough opening match. Evgenia Rodina is not a joke player.
No, but I take into account that, she's kind of like got the home court advantage. So that's what I went with, and that's why I put her through. But, yeah, I don't know. I want to back up a little bit. I want to talk more about Venus and Sloane.
I don't think there's anything there to talk about. I really, honestly...
Hey, you don't get to tell me there's nothing to talk about.
No, I mean that to say that I don't think this is going to be I think people are gonna make this into this. There are two black players. I don't think you are, but I mean, like, the mass media is going to try to do that. Two black players, changing of the guard, whatever the case may be. But you know what? Win or lose, I think Venus will still come out just the same.
I think it's going to be an interesting match. I mean, because I think Sloane has her chance in this match. It's not like she's playing Serena. So I actually think this is a more interesting matchup than whenever they do the big Serena versus Sloane. I think that if Sloane's serve is on, I think it's a worrying match for Venus.
Well, it is a worrying match for Venus, especially because she's not coming in playing a ton of tennis. And like I said, Sloane is coming off a semifinal appearance in Strasbourg.
Exactly.
Today was the first time that she actually lost a set in that tournament.
But what's that meltdown going to do to her?
I am saying
it's going to tighten the ship. She's going to be like, I want to get one win under my belt here. And she's got match play. The same thing happened with Venus.
Yeah.
Venus, it's the same thing that happened with Venus and Vika. You think that Venus was ready to play Vika right off the bat like that? No. I think it's the same thing with Sloane. Sloane's been playing a tournament.
Well,
I see Venus.
It's going to be a real, and then if Venus manages to get through that first round against Sloane, then she gets up next to either Matilda Johansson or Heather Watson.
Yeah,
and that's an even tougher proposition because Heather has been playing really good tennis since the season started. She hasn't done much on the play, but she can. To see a Williams across the net from you, you become inspired.
Can we all just admit that this is a really sad section of the draw for girls of color right there?
It's sad for everybody. Are you kidding
me? For me in that section, there are a lot of young ladies that I want to get through that section, and I'm like, man, this is my colored girl section.
I don't know. I feel like Venus is going to win that match. If she does, it is a big if. I think it has the potential to be a very good match if they're both playing well. Huge if with Venus these days.
If she does it, it'll be 3 sets, right?
I think so. I think if Venus wins, it definitely goes through. But I think if Venus wins, she gets that matchup with Serena. I think she makes it that far. That's my opinion.
My only question mark for Venus isn't Sloane Stevens, excuse me. It is Perankova, who is floating around there in that section of the draw.
Please.
She's going out to the first round.
Yeah, I got her going out in the first round too. She needs to go prep for grass. That's where she excels.
Perankova can save her Venus beating for grass.
Yeah, definitely.
Girl. is not the best on clay, so
exactly. But let me see. Who does she play? Who does Perankova play?
She plays on Barbara Strikova.
No. Barbara's beating her. Barbara's been playing.
Okay.
But I mean, we just told you no.
Shut that shit down.
Meanwhile, I mean, what I think is kind of interesting showing up here that might possibly happen is that Azarenka may play Hradecka again in the second round. So that could be a tough matchup for her. Before they even talk about this Serena.
Her first round match is not easy.
No.
Maria Toro-Flor is a really good player.
Yeah.
She hasn't done much of anything for the last
she's obviously good on clay.
But
she got that Spanish name, right?
That's right.
Venus on grass 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Really good serve, moves very well. She has some injury concerns, but then she's going up against a player who has been blowing hot and cold since the year started.
Mm-hmm. Well, who do you have going through the bottom half of that draw?
The bottom half of the top portion of the draw?
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely Vika is going to go through. Vika is going to go through, but she's going to struggle. No doubt Serena is going to be going through there.
But they have to play each other in the third round, though.
They play in the third round. Vika and Serena. They're slated to match in the third round. No, I mean the bottom half of that, where Bouchard is, Kuznetsova.
Bouchard is going out in the first round.
First round, do you think?
Yeah.
I have the most marketable player going out in the first round to Christina.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do. I have her going out. Christina Milanovic, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing her name, she's in the finals of Nuremberg, which she plays tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
And we all remember her performance last year against, she played a fantastic match last year to get to, I think, the second or the third round of the French Open. And she had the crowd on her side.
Yeah.
And I have to say that the French fans have really been rallying behind their players of late. They really have been doing that.
And
Particularly the women.
She's not going to get her shit together for a Grand Slam.
Who?
And they have extra juice because she's playing Christina is playing a French Canadian. So you know Parisian crowd will be all out in full forces.
Well, I've got Kuznetsova going through in losing to Kvitova. That's what I have.
I don't see Kvitova getting that far, but I do see
No.
Who's she going out to? Bethany Manic Sands?
Maybe she goes out to Beku.
I think she might lose to Begu. I think she might lose to Begu. But it's Petra. Petra can lose to anybody.
She can't lose to Timia Basinski. Never can. Yeah.
You know what? That's who I have her losing to. I have
Really?
I'm looking forward to Tamia playing Bencic. The two Swiss ladies playing each other.
I actually think that Taylor Townsend might get back to the third round.
Oh God,
I think so too.
No,
I think it's possible.
I think she could at least get.
Wait up! Didn't Taylor just lose it? Didn't Taylor just lose the challenger?
I don't know.
Taylor even play. She didn't even play qualifying for any of the clay court events.
No, I just can't see it. I can't see her working her way into this. I think she gets through the first round, maybe.
Yes.
But if she, but I definitely see Lipchenko taking Taylor out. You know, Lipchenko loves to take out all the other American girls.
Lipchenko is playing Madison Keys.
Madison Keys, yeah.
No, I'm talking at the second. Oh wait, who do I have her? I have Taylor going out to Timia. Yeah.
Timia in the second round.
Yeah.
Actually, Keys is going to take out Bavara because Lipchenko has not done anything since Brisbane.
Forever?
She hasn't done anything, and unless Keys pull up Strasbourg, might have been just preventative for her.
I'm not sure that Lipchenko is getting past the first round, to be honest. That's just...
I think Keys will take her out there. Just like Bencic will take out over.
I don't trust Keys to save
for
my
anything.
life.
I don't think so. I mean, I know she's doing the preventive thing, but I'm feeling like she's preparing herself mostly for...
Wimbledon?
For grass. No, I mean Birmingham, all the other tournaments, the lead-up tournaments, the grass. She has a lot of points to defend up there.
She has a title to defend in Eastbourne.
Exactly. So and if she is really injured, and if it wasn't just prevented, if you're injured and you're playing Lipchenko, you know Lipchenko's a bit of a grinder.
Right.
Yeah. She's willing to be out there for hours. So I'm not certain about that matchup. That's the only thing.
And you know Keys donates sets. She gave me sets.
Can I just say that, I totally hate the other side of the draw.
Which one?
The whole other side with Sharapova on the bottom and Anna Ivanovic on the top. I think it's so boring. I do.
Well, I think
I love that whole section.
Do you really? Why?
You know why? Because you know who's on that section? Daria is on that section. Gerber's on that section. Garbina. Flavia, Carla Suarez, Halep is on the other side, Cornet. I mean,
Vitalina is going to be the dark horse pick to get through.
Yeah. I do think it's a very interesting side of the draw, too. I do think there's a lot of...
It's interesting, but it's not... I don't know. Nothing is really jumping out at me. I feel like
I see a lot of girls here who have the potential to make something for themselves.
Yeah, in that regard, absolutely.
Garcia from the Ivanovic section of that draw.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I have Garcia going all the way to
Garcia going all the way.
I'm crazy. I have her to the semis.
She's going to be one of those who falls early, as will Aga.
Oh, let's pick. Who does Aga go out to this week? Oh, let's see.
I are going out to Svitolina.
Or quickfire.
Oh my God.
I think Mona Bartel is gonna upset somebody.
I took Mona. I took Mona over Aga. I think Mona takes out Aga.
Yeah,
She could. It's a great possibility, no doubt.
But
You know what? You want to call me crazy? I've got Carla Suarez Navarro taking out Sharapova.
So do I.
Sweet. I think it's her time. I feel like it's her time.
No, I'm just teasing. No, I don't.
No, I do.
It's a reason. We have been talking about Carla since Justine Anna was playing tennis.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been talking about Carla, and Justine Anna has not been on tours for the last 4 years, and we've been talking about Carla. She took out Venus twice at Grand Slam events. We've always admired her backhand and everything, and with all the talk, poor Carla has only managed to beat Kuznetsova to win a title. That's the first thing. The second thing, you don't stand there and as the loser in a big event and talk and keep complimenting your opponent of how beautiful she is. Come on.
Oh God, did she do that? I never watched that part.
Carla was having a girl crush. None of y'all don't.
Well, yeah, she's a bit jealous. That's all.
She ain't jealous. She's a little.
She wants a little piece of that.
Oh my God. Listen, you know what? No.
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if she makes it through.
I think she would have learned her lesson from that match because that was a winnable match for her.
That's what I'm hoping.
You see, I don't trust Carla. I mean, I just don't, because I would have thought that if she had any mental fortitude, this year she's been playing really well. She's playing up to the potential that we believe she has or had. But I just don't trust her in the big moments. I mean, to me, in the big moments...
You know what? I don't feel like it's the big moments. I feel like it's maybe her fitness level, which, obviously she's fit, but I don't feel like she mentally crumbles in the big moments. I feel like her body doesn't hold up and she gets tired.
She mentally crumbles in the big moments.
And then she has the possibility of Muguruza in the round of 16. That's gonna be problematic because she has a tough time beating her friend.
No, I think, but she doesn't have to worry. Gerber is gonna take care of Garbina.
Oh God, yes.
I don't know. Maybe Lisicki will be on fire and get through. She likes to pull some shit.
I have Lisicki going out in the first round.
In the first round,
to beat the person who wins the French Open at Wimbledon.
Yes. I have. Yeah. Who do I have taking her out? I have Puig. I have Monica Puig likes to do one thing, so I'll let her do that one thing. She'll do that one. Boom. She'll do that one thing.
She'll do that adios, boom boom.
And then she'll go down.
I'll tell you something. If Kanepi doesn't push Sharapova and probably take her out, look for Stosur to do something.
Stosur is tricky.
Stosur's gonna learn that lesson. I watched Stosur last year, and she mind melted all the way down to.
Well, yeah, but she's tricky because when she's on, and if she can pull her fucking shit together, she can beat anybody on any given day. Though she can.
Let me tell you how I see. Let me tell you, Samantha Stosur. Samantha Stosur was a doubles specialist, and that's what she was. All of a sudden, she got it into her head. Maybe she had a vision. Girl, you know what, girl? Doubles money ain't too good enough. Why don't you try hand at singles? I put a little effort, and she was just like, you know what? I got no backhand. She was like, girl, have you seen the ladies? Try a little something. And she tried a little something, and she got lucky. And she was winning some decent matches. And then all of a sudden, she found herself in the French Open final, and she was just like, what the fuck? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in here. And then Schiavone was just like, fuck this bitch. I'm snatching this wig. I'm taking this wig. And she finds herself against Serena in the finals of the U.S. Open.
Well, we don't want to talk. We're not talking about that.
She beat Serena. Not only did she beat Serena, she mind-fucked Serena because Serena just self-imploded on there. But Serena was doing a lot of things. She's come back from injuries. This was a big moment. She hadn't won a major in the year before. So whatever reason, Sousa took it with her forehand and she ran with that shit straight set and didn't look back.
You know what, though?
And you would think,
I saw her all through that tournament, Stoser. For some weird reason, I ended up seeing her all of her matches. She played beautiful tennis that
yes.
tournament. She really did. She was really relaxed. She was hitting I mean, you know, usually she's always framing her shots on the backhand. That wasn't happening.
That backhand, especially that backhand slice, has become a weapon, and she's
Yes.
down the line, backhand down the line shots for winners now.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing
Not afraid of going after her backhand now.
Nope.
my point is that if you got to that mountain and you beat Serena, you got to Everest and you beat Serena, she having problem going over some kiddie hill, and that's a problem to me.
No,
Like,
no. You have to respect what that's about, though, because it's like with Stan. You know, people they pull back from a legitimate win. You know, let's talk about it. Whenever people bring up that win, they don't really think she earned it. They think that Serena imploded. That's a really difficult thing for you to kind of constantly have to back up. You know, so just because someone climbs a peak once doesn't mean that it's easier for them to climb it next time around. It's only unusual. It's fairly unusual for the Federers and the Rafas and the Djokovic's and the Serenas and the Sharapova. Everyone else that I didn't mention has a hard time getting to the peak. Let's not take these things for granted. We can't just, listen, you nail it out of the park once. Stop demanding that people do it all the time.
I didn't expect Sam to get to major finals all the time. No. I'm just saying that when she gets in big matches, I would think the self-imploding, like what she did last year at the French, I think it was, against Maria in the third set, that was just horrid. Like, that was unnecessary.
But 90% of people do that to Sharapova. 90% of the people.
But I thought Sam would have been the 10% who just
why? No, why would that be? She has a problem beating Sharapova. I mean, I don't think she's ever done it, right?
Yeah, she did it once.
Once, like Sharapova. Once against Serena. It's the same thing over there.
No, she beat Serena like twice. She beat Serena that year in the French Open.
Yeah, and at the U.S. Open. Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about Sharapova.
Oh. Okay.
She beat Sharapova. I'm trying to remember whether I think it was a regular tour event.
Yeah, that's a very lopsided head-to-head. I mean, so that's not an easy moment.
But Stosa tend to not only did she lose these big matches, she lose the little ones too.
Yeah, so, but you know what it is? I always find that it seems to me that Stosa is always having things going on in the back end that we never know about. Because she's always got like coaching shifts, and then I notice I'm like, oh wait, she's got a coaching issue? She's got like an injury issue. So I mean, I think because she doesn't really talk a lot.
I don't think she has a coach right now. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think she returned. Yeah, she returned to her coach.
Yeah, I did read that.
She's actually sharing him with Alia Tomljanovic.
Oh, I saw that.
How that coaching situation works, because they played against each other in Strasbourg this week.
Did he come down on coach to speak to either one?
I did not see him do a coaching visit.
Okay, I think you made that clear from the beginning, girls.
5-7. So what do we think about Daria? Will Daria have a nice follow-up from Rome?
Nah.
Or will she flame out?
Flaming out.
No.
Daria,
I don't even know who she is.
Daria is one of the players. I mean, a lot of people are just now experiencing Daria Gavrilova. The first time I saw her play was about 3 years ago against Serena in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
And she was as feisty then as she is now.
Mm-hmm.
She has beyond measure. Doesn't matter who you are, what ranking you are, she's going to go out there and she's going to give it 110%.
And she's smart. She changes.
She's a really good tactical player.
She adjusts. She adjusts in the middle of the match, mid-match. I mean, there was a moment there where I felt like if she hadn't been injured, but in her ab area, she would have been able to at least maybe sneak a set from Sharapova in Rome. I really thought that there was a moment because she looked like she was down and out, and she started throwing up those defensive lobs. I mean, I think she really kept Sharapova pinned back in many moments when I was like, what the heck's going on? And then she got everything back. So I don't know. I like her as a player. I think she's She adjusts well on court. I hope that she.
Is she your dark horse?
She is a nice. I think she gets to the third. I picked her to meet Sharapova.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could be. She could be.
I mean, I watched her match against Ivanovic.
Yeah.
She played positive tennis.
Yep.
Belief.
I think she could beat Puig. I have her facing Puig in the second round, and then I have her getting through that. And then I have her facing Lucy Safarova. I think
she's taking Lucy out.
She's sharp enough to do it, but it depends on if Lucy decides that she believes in herself
I think
that
Lucy
day.
did what she needed to do for the year already. She won.
She won her
She's done.
title in 4 or 5 years.
She got her paycheck for the year. She's good to go.
She's done. She hasn't been playing positive tennis as we've been likely to say.
So which one of these ladies is winning the French Open?
I am gonna say Serena.
I completely have a total outsider. I have my final match is between, bizarrely enough, Carolina.
Wozniacki.
No. Carolina. Carolina Pliskova versus Caroline Garcia.
Andrine, go to bed.
You know what? I had a great
No. She picked Murray.
I had a great time with that pick. I loved it. I thought, what a wonderful moment for the French to have Caroline get through that and do something fabulous. It's a nice
watch herself destruct on court. Oh my God.
She probably will, but it's a really nice draw for her.
I actually think that for the first time in her career, Sharapova will actually defend a Grand Slam title.
Not if she plays Serena.
Who's taking out Serena for you?
But I don't know that I have Serena going all the way to the final.
Who's taking her out?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I just think.
Vika?
Yep, I have Vika taking her out.
No.
Do you?
I have Serena. To me, Serena's coming in here with no pressure on her. Win or lose, I think she's relaxed. I think she's going to be playing, focused tennis. I think she's going to approach this as she approached Melbourne.
I don't think so at all. I think Paris is a whole different animal. I
feel like Serena, when she plays Vika, if Vika gets there, is still going to have the Sasha effect lingering, and I think she's going to beat the shit out of Azarenka.
But the thing about it, I don't think Azarenka is playing consistently good tennis.
Well,
yeah, but those Bakers doesn't double falls not gonna get you any Grand Slams, baby.
It's not going to. I mean,
but you know what? My thing about it is, I feel like I'm about to insult people who thrive on clay. I feel like Vika is moving poorly,
and she's not fit.
And I think that should help her on the clay.
You know what?
When she was a better mover, she could barely do anything on the clay. Suddenly, she's a little bit lumbering, and it's working to her benefit on clay. So.
Oh my God! I don't know. I feel like that whole quarter has a lot of popcorn going on, and there are so many potential. Could be this person, could be that person, could be this person, could be that person. But my default is. Who's going to beat Serena?
I'm going to pick Serena. I mean, picking Serena.
Serena's going to beat herself.
If she loses, she definitely beats herself.
That is true.
But I don't think nobody's going to come in and whoop her ass like Kvitova did. It ain't happening.
Well, Petra could do it, I guess, in the semis. They could meet.
Nah, she's not going to make it that far.
No.
If both of them make it to the semis, if Serena gets past the fourth round,
yeah,
she's going to take the title. That means that she's healthy.
Yeah.
And she's focused tennis.
No way in hell Kvitova's beating her twice in a row.
Good luck with that.
If Petra and Serena make it to the semifinals, yeah, Sharapova can kiss that Susan Lawrence trophy goodbye.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Karen 100%.
That's a beatdown city.
But you know what? It's a big if, because what if Yankovic surprises everybody and comes through?
No.
Yes, she could.
She totally could. Her matches are all winnable.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Is it
All the
are we
way
in
to the
Twilight
fourth
Zone? Are
round.
we in the Twilight Zone? Because
No!
No. All the
Jay-
way to the fourth round. JJ's
She
matches
totally can win all of her matches if she's playing well.
She got breadstick by Sloane Stevens.
I don't care. I'm just.
It
This
don't
is the
matter.
whole what if scenario. If JJ can meet Serena, there's a potential loss right there for Serena because she gives her trouble every single time.
JJ 2008, not JJ 2000.
I'm telling you, y'all getting Sarah Irani.
Sarah Irani has a better chance of beating Serena than JJ.
Well, and you know what? I
No,
have Irani coming through there, but I'm just saying, what if
I
JJ
don't think so.
Irani's making the round of 16 at the very least.
We'll
And I
see.
really do not see Wozniacki getting to the quarterfinals to meet Serena. She's not.
You don't?
No.
I have JJ taking her out.
I don't know. She's been playing.
Karen Knapp might take over Wozniacki.
Wozniacki does. Listen to me.
She could. If Karen Knapp, do you think Karen Knapp is? Do you think Karen Knapp, or do you think she's recovered from losing that match from a winning position?
She's in the finals of Nuremberg.
Oh, good.
Against
good.
Roberta Vinci.
Oh,
But,
good. Da Vinci.
I am going to trust me now. I mean, Wozniacki has no strategy. Peter Wozniak think he's being smart by stealing people's notes and thinking he can pass it on to his daughter. No.
I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. As long as Wozniacki continues to rely on advice during regular tour events, she doesn't have to sit there and figure it out. She will continue to lose in Grand Slams.
Well, we've already seen that. But that doesn't mean she doesn't get far. It just means she doesn't win.
No, listen to me. People see Wozniacki as a potential beatdown.
They always do.
She's that one girl, like, especially the French Open, they're like, you know what? This
I
is
can get
that. Snatch. I could snatch this wig.
You know what? She should have probably kept.
And oddly enough, the place that she does really well is the U.S. Open because fitness really matters there. She can survive the humidity and the heat.
She probably should have begged.
Cold in Paris.
She probably should have begged. What's her face?
Plus,
Sanchez Vicario. To not leave just yet and to get
Plus,
her.
she's probably may have those awful memories of last year when she and Rory broke up and Rory.
Oh no! Come on, she don't care. Come on, let's not even bring that up. Carol is fine. That one bounced back like a champ. Let's not even do that to her.
Yeah, let's not.
I'm just saying. Okay, you say no. All right, but
no woman hating here.
No, it's not even woman hating. I just don't even think I don't even think that Carol works like that. You know, we want to pretend that she's devastated forever. She's fine. She seems to be.
I'm just saying that.
Of course she is. She's young, and that's what you do when you're young. You bounce back. She's already moved on.
You're young and limber. She's got a new boy. Let's all move it.
Well, all right. So, yeah, that's that.
Right in the right places.
Oh, shit. Are we ready to discuss the men?
I mean, wait.
Dark horses.
If you're going to talk about
dark
horses, you're going to talk about Kuznetsova.
You know what? I like Kuznetsova. I like her attitude right now. I like the way she's playing right now. I don't know. I have her going deep, but I don't have her going super deep. I think she has a great shot to make it to the quarters and even through.
It's a nice draw for her.
It is a great opportunity, and she's playing well. And to hear her in her pressers, she sounds really confident. I never count her out. If she shows up in Paris in, round one and she looks like crazy girl, well, whatever. She ain't gonna make it. But she's get her head on straight. She's always a threat. Always. I mean, she's a Grand Slam champion. You don't ever count them people out. Ever. Unless it's Stozer.
She had me there, and then she threw the Stozer under the bus.
And Karen said Chilich.
I know. I'm looking at before I look at Gina's section of the draw.
It's a bet.
Poor girl, because she has some
not doing
really
anything.
dangerous players in that section. She has Anna Karolina Schmidlova, which is one of my picks to get through to the third round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Alison
Karen,
Bank,
Yeah.
when we did this
who's
first
also
time around,
dangerous.
Karen, would you mind sharing with us your list of people who should go order their white clothes right now and ready for Wimbledon for the ladies? Tell us your picks.
Gina Bouchard should get ready for Wimbledon.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, but so should Venus.
Oh God.
Taylor, you've been MIA for majority of this season. You should get ready for Wimbledon. Alison Risk, you know grass is your favorite service girl, so let's get it on.
Say goodbye to Irani because you ain't getting through her.
Same thing.
Yep.
Victor Azarenka should actually get ready for hardcourt season. For the US.
She doesn't even get grass time.
Yeah, this is really not your time of the season. So should Makarova. Makarova. As will Radwanska.
Yeah.
Radwanska should just take the rest of the year off.
I don't know what Cornet's service of choice is, but she needs to get her head together. She has been just abysmal during this year. Really, really. It really takes a lot of effort for players such as these to take down a top player, and it takes a lot of effort, mental, physical effort to take down these players. And Cornet did it 3 times when she took down Serena Williams last year.
Twice.
I think Cornet is done.
No, I don't.
She's done with her upsets.
Listen to me. Voldemort tried to destroy Harry Potter and failed every single time.
I hope not. I'm the rare bird that likes Cornet. I like her.
Listen
You
to me.
are also the rare bird that picked Murray for clay court titles, and shit, you were right. So
listen.
I'm listening, Andreen. I am listening to you.
If Andreen picks on the men's side, I give her all the props. But on the women's side,
it's Karen. Karen knows her women. But I mean,
I'm giving her half.
I think you know what though, Karen. I will say though, this is one of the things that we all have to remember. With success, it's not only just taking down major champions. It's getting deeper and deeper in draws and playing more tennis and having to deal with what that toll on your body.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's sometimes when people say, "Oh, she's gonna have a slump." I think sometimes that's also it. You've played more than you ever have because you're getting farther into tournaments.
Right.
And your body's like, what the hell am I doing here? I've only played 6 matches. Last year, I lost the first round every year. My body This year, I got to the semis. I mean, I've never seen
that she's one and done.
Yeah.
Time. She beats Serena and then she's done.
Yeah. Oh, she's done because she lost double breadsticks to Venus next time around.
Listen, she tried with Venus. She's like, listen, I beat the hardest one. This one should be cake. It didn't quite work out for her, but
Venus put the smack down on her.
But it was also a faster court, and you know how Venus isn't a faster court.
And she loves Dubai as well.
Oh my God.
She loves Dubai. She likes to
like 3 times, yeah.
Venus, it's like Venus and Fed. They go together there in Dubai.
Exactly.
It's a nice couple. I appreciate that.
I like that. They love that.
Money is,
They love Dubai.
I guess it's the kind of place that I think if they say something, the tournament will be quick to do whatever they want.
Yeah, they're pretty appreciated there. So, yeah. But I think Karen's got the hit on all these ladies. What do you think? But you're holding steady on Halep for Clay, no?
I'm not.
I am. I think if she makes it past the 3rd round, if she gets it, it's always good to see how players
move,
start a Grand Slam.
Yeah, I think so.
If they start out struggling and they get through that match, I think it goes well for them.
Yeah.
Because it tells them that, listen, okay, I need to work on my serve, my return. This is what I need to work on. And as the tournament goes on, and if they do what they're supposed to do, then their games clean up. We saw that so many times with Serena. And we've
Yeah.
seen.
Can
over
we
the
really
last-
compare people to Serena? She's like a different breed of
No, but you see,
people.
you know,
But
that's
they do play themselves
They
into
do,
it.
that's
but
the benchmark. And we've seen it with Sharapova as well. You know, one of the things, you know, Sharapova will start a tournament, a Grand Slam, and she will start out with a double bagel. I am never ever confident when she starts a tournament
Oh
with a double
no.
bagel because how much better can you get?
right.
Yeah.
You plateau. So it's always good. I always look to see how the players start.
No, I totally get it. I like to see my favorites struggle in the beginning.
Yeah, struggle a little bit because then you realize, you know, you can only get better.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing with Halep. She will start a tournament, lots of double faults, spraying balls and everything, but she battles through and she wins. It's a top 3 setter, 9-7 in the third. But I think when to change this bloody thing to tiebreak.
Well, and you know what? It's a confidence builder.
It is. Because you say to yourself, well, I was able to get through that match. I wasn't playing my best. I need to improve. Let me hit the practice court and
Yep.
do what I need to do. So as the tournament rolls along, they do. And to me, Halep is that kind of player. She cleans up her game as she goes along. We saw that at Indian Wells, even though that final was abysmal. But she did what she needed to do. She battled hard and she won in the end. Hopefully she will do the same thing here. She's on her preferred surface. She hasn't done well in the lead-up events, but she has had court time. She's had match time. She's battled. She's gone between being mentally focused and, you know, just not being around and everything like that. So I'm hoping that she brings it. And she's my sentimental, emotional pick to win. I really would love to see somebody new, fresh, new on the women's tour raise a Grand Slam trophy this year. With all due respect to Serena and her chase to beat Steffi Graf, you know, Serena has about 2 more playing years left. She will get to that level. But I would love for this year to be about the year of someone new, someone different.
Yeah,
And
I would. Yeah, that would be nice.
Halep is my set, and if not Halep, then Elina Svitolina.
You know what? She is somebody I definitely think can get through. But can she handle it if she starts winning the big matches?
Svitolina?
In the later half of the tournament. You know, she's got the potential. It's there. She has the game. She can do it. She totally
But
can
they
do
can't
it.
win.
But is she going to crumble mentally if she's like, holy shit, here I am?
My thing,
She probably will.
my thing at a major is that there will be tough matches. You will struggle. You're supposed to struggle a little bit. But you have to come out there in a couple of those days and a couple of those rounds and just snap a finger and be in the zone. And I don't know how many of these girls can be in the zone for like 2-3 rounds.
Right.
And that's the problem. I think this is why you've seen a lot of the old girls, older ladies, you know, the veterans keep winning the majors because they know how to get to their level and maintain that level.
Well, it's, you know, as they say, what separates the boys from the men.
And the sheep from the goat, you know.
All that stuff. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
So yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. I'm excited about it for the first time in a long time. I'm excited about the French Open. I fucking hate the French Open. I hate it. I traditionally hate it. I find clay court tennis long and boring and just blah. I don't appreciate. I don't like it. But for the first time in a very long time, I don't know how much I'm actually going to get to watch.
I'm just going to.
But I'm excited to check the scores.
Back in the day, there used to be a lot of South American players playing, you know, clay, and they were always nice to look at.
It's always about the pretty people.
Exactly. They were sliding. They were, you know, the shots, the arm, the fist pump. And though I'm not a size queen, I do enjoy watching Google Curtin.
Well, like who didn't? Hello.
You were seeing him for 7 rounds. You know?
That was a beautiful man. is a beautiful man.
The curly locks.
I like the women's side in the French. I always enjoy the women save the French for me. I watch mostly women's matches at the French, except for a couple. So this year I'm quite excited. There are lots of people who could possibly toss some things in the mix, and I'm really looking forward to the women's matches.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really exciting draw. But I don't want to say unfortunately, but I do see Serena. If she doesn't implode, I see Serena winning this.
I just don't pay attention to Serena's draw. I mean, like Serena's matches are at times for me the least interesting matches because they're the least competitive. But there are lots of struggle matches up in there. There's gonna be some struggle matches. Remember?
And I'm looking forward to it. I am.
Was it last year that we had the Taylor Townsend Cornet match? Or was it the year before? I mean, that was
a really good match.
That was so fun. You know what I mean? So we just, when the people are at the level that they're comparable, it's just a fun ride, So, Serena gets interesting towards quarters and the finals and semis. That's when it might get tussle-worthy.
But if she makes it.
You know what I love watching about Serena? I love when Serena is in her imperial form because you see what championship dominant tennis is supposed to look like.
When she's
There's absolutely no flaw in her game when she is on her game. The serve is working, the return is on, everything is moving.
It is
like
nice.
A well-oiled machine.
It's a beautiful thing to watch. I don't always get to watch it.
I don't even like the serve when she's serving. I love when she's returning.
No,
she gets into that crouch and she's there looking at the other player because it's for me. I always love tennis most about the mental side of it than the physical side of it.
Yes.
Because in the return game, because there's so many matches like the U.S. Open 2012 against Azarenka. Azarenka had that in a bag, double bag. It was gift wrap, girl. It couldn't get any more sweeter than that. Like you were even leading in the game when you lost the final game.
But she's done that a few times.
Exactly, but Serena just stood crouch. She just handled herself and just like, you know what?
I'm about to win this shit.
No, it's
that crouch and the grunts become like this.
Exactly.
You guys are
only one thing to think about. Because I think this is where and it happens on the men's side as well, where they're on the other side and they're just thinking the only thing, forget about the score, just think about the tennis. Think about your technique, think about your shots, just think about what you need to do. Forget about the other player. And then all of a sudden, you're watching a match which you thought they were about to lose, and you don't even know how they're winning, but they're winning, and they're playing really good tennis.
But that's what we love about Serena anyways, because she can do that. Everybody can't do that.
Well, I know that, but that's what we were just talking about. I just think that Serena would win this. But you know what? I think that's just me just
You know what? You all thought that in 2012. That's all I'm letting y'all know.
No, you know what? Back off.
I remember.
Let me finish.
I remember when everybody was like, Serena, Serena, Serena. I was like, listen, y'all, here comes Rosano. What? Who? What?
No, man.
No. I am only picking Serena because I have to make a pick. I really think it's wide open. I do think it's wide open. I am picking Serena.
You guys always pick Serena. Everyone picks Serena to win.
Because she's reliable.
It's not about being reliable, but I mean,
she is reliable. But then everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna be Serena," and then the next thing you know, they're stunned. We saw this came out of nowhere.
Look, let me finish.
True.
Serena could lose, and I won't be surprised. I really think that the women draw is wide open. I would love it to be another. I would love it to be Halep. Right? I would love it to be Halep to win. I really would. But for the sake of history, I'm saying I think I would love to see how Serena progress in this tournament, and I think she could win. She could win all tournament, but she could win. But you know what? Anyway, moving on to the men. Because you know what?
The men.
Let's go. I am ready.
This is where it is this moment. This is the moment I'm talking about.
Ready.
This is the moment where the girl draws fell on the ground and we're all watching in horror. Because it's about to be some drama. The next move is about to be some drama.
It's about to go down.
I'm telling you. So let me just start it off and say it. So apparently the tennis world lost their fucking mind today. And They lost the fucking. First of all, they were like, "Oh my God, Divadal got bumped up to 6 because Milos Raonic pulled out." The second round, pull out, no protection, and Divadal bumped up to 6, and he ended up, I believe, however it was done. I think it was last announced that he would be in Djokovic's corner, Joker's quarter rather.
Love it.
And to me, I just think this is the best possible thing. You know why? I mean, it's just awesome. You know why? Because let these two fuckers self-destruct.
Please.
I do not want to spend the 2 fucking weeks hearing about some bullshit about the Joker Divadal final. Because you know what? We've had them playing each other 3 times in the fucking last 3 years, and they didn't do fucking shit.
And the finals were boring. The finals were boring.
Okay. Let those fuckers get it out of the way, and whoever wins, let them alone be the favorite to win. Okay? I can't deal with this fucker. And to all the Divadal stands. Now look, let me just check some of y'all before y'all get on my throat. Look, I don't hate Divadal. I'm indifferent. Actually, I hate Divadal's antics. Hence why he's called Divadal. I respect him. He's a brilliant tennis man on clay, and he's been winning tournaments elsewhere. So he's been pretty
in other places, I guess.
Exactly, he's a pretty brilliant tennis player. Okay, let's just say that. I think Federer is the best. You can't take that away from me. Even if Federer had won 1 slam, but he didn't. He won 17. Just letting y'all know. But anyway, my thing is that Divadal complains about every fucking shit. He complains unless he's winning. And that might have been cute for a champion when you're in the juniors, but motherfucker, you're a professional, you have 14 slam, shut the fuck up. You complain for everything.
Can I just... no, it's not complaining. Don't you understand what it is? It's honesty. He's laying his feelings bare for all of us to see. I don't know how many people started their coverage of Rafa with that. How rare is it to see a champion so honest?
Motherfucker needs to take a Midol and shut the fuck up, okay? He's having some cramps, okay?
I think that is a backhanded slap against women.
No, it's not.
Murray, our newfound feminist, would be very offended.
Oh, no. Andre, you know what? I don't want to take over the show, but you know what? I'm going to let Andreen, I'm going to tag Andreen in for the Murray, the feminist. It's late, and I don't want to, it's going to be somebody's Sabbath pretty soon, and I don't want to mess up people's holiday, because I can't with this bullshit. I really can't.
Okay, listen.
To me, tennis people, it's a tennis journalist just running out the stories to write. I mean, listen to me. You can go interview a scrub and you can get that thing to sell. Trust me. I mean, that's how we gotta be telling this kind of bullshit. Murray's a feminist. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit.
Listen, all you have to listen. It's hard. It's hard. You know what? It's hard out there. It's hard out there for a sport. No, it's hard out there for like a sport with white men who open their mouth and say really egregious things. So when you have someone who turns around and says something perfectly logical like, hey, guess what? Men or women are equal. Everybody suddenly feigns, oh my Lord.
Right.
So that, I mean, it's the bare minimum. What Murray has said is the bare minimum that anyone should ever say.
What? Let's not even fucking.
But it is stating the obvious. It's not anything revolutionary.
It's like, guess what? Black people and white people are equal. Yes. Women and men are equal. Yes. I think this must be because of tournament school. Maybe tournament school doesn't have a chapter on equal rights.
Oh my God.
All the boys skip that lesson, and all the girls are willing to go, I'm a girl. I can't play hard. Can you tell me what to do? I'm so confused. Can I start crying now? Okay. So this is the world we live in, all right? So Murray gets to be a feminist because everyone else is deeply trollish.
No.
Right?
Their ideas are from the 1800s. Right?
Oh my God. So, getting back to the French Open draw on the men's side.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm very happy that Divadal and Djokovic are in the quarters, and if Federer, if Divadal gets that far, and Djokovic get that far. I'm just saying. As Federer said, I'm not disrespecting any of the players in between. Okay? Thank you, Fed. You know, I always know how to say it. So what do you people think of the draw? That just my little bit from the top.
I'm gonna tell you something.
What day will the quarterfinals be?
Wednesday, I think.
What date on Wednesday? What date Wednesday?
That would be.
I think it's the 3rd. Was it?
The third. The third.
Then, so I'll be able to tune into that one because
yeah, that's where it is.
TV.
Yeah, must see TV is Wednesday the 3rd.
Djokovic wins that one.
Look.
Well, I think it's the best possible draw for Djokovic because, to be honest, Nadal has beaten Djokovic in the final because the stakes are too high in the final.
Yeah.
Too high in the final. He's often very nervous, and he plays shit tennis in the final.
Yep.
You watch him, and you're like, who the hell is this guy? I mean, usually we could talk about Djokovic's movement. In those finals, I don't know.
He freezes up.
He freezes. He slips and slides. He just looks messy. So I think having Nadal in the quarters is the best thing for him. He can beat that thing down and get a rest, and then come back the next day and only has to face, who does he have to face the next day? Possible Murray or Ferrer.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. This is where I'm at.
Where are you at, girl?
In that quarter of the draw, everybody needs to take a good hard look at Rafa's round 2 match against Dogo.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yes.
Or Almagro. They should play 5 sets.
Either one of those is going to be tough. It will be tougher, I think, if Dolgopolov comes through because we all know how the Spanish players play against Rafa. It don't work out. But
they bend over. They be like, Divadal, fuck me in the butt.
Listen, if Dogo walks on that court that day and he is on, he can win. He can win that match for many reasons. No, for many reasons. The first and foremost being Rafa did not come into the French Open with the title on his belt right before. He is a confidence player, and he is going into this match with low confidence. When Dolgopolov plays well, he troubles anybody on the other side of the net, and he can fucking win. He is good, and he is brilliant on clay. If he wants to be. If he comes into that match with the right mindset, he's on. That will be. I'm not saying that he's going to win, but he can trouble Nadal, and he can win. He absolutely can win. Given the current circumstances, he can win that match. That is going to be a tough match for Rafa.
The second round. Whomever gets through there, because I think Almagro is also a challenge. Now, I don't think he'll win, but it could be like a challenging match.
You see, I don't see this. Everyone is talking about Divadal is coming in without any confidence. That's not the issue. For me, is that the other 127 men are finally seeing Divadal as like, you know what? Today is the day I can snatch a wig. This is the day. This is what the other men feel that you need to start.
Well, yeah, because it's just because he doesn't have a. Listen, these guys are like sharks. They smell when you're vulnerable. They smell it, and suddenly, I mean, it finally has hit them. Hey, maybe something can happen here.
Right.
I mean, the sad thing to me, though, to be honest, is that if Grigor was who Grigor was supposed to be,
baby fed.
But maybe a little better, a younger, faster, better version, supposedly, but not really. But if he wanted to come into his moment, taking out Nadal at the French is your coming out party.
I would say no, because he's gonna think Raja Rashid is the shit to keep, and he needs to get rid of that right now.
No.
Leave him in Paris. Leave him.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about if you wanted a narrative that was worthy of Grigor coming into his own as people want him to. This would be his moment.
Yes, it would be.
Slightly vulnerable. But I have Grigor going out to Tommy Robredo because that's just the kind of shit that could happen.
Me too. I'm telling you, I see Grigor struggling all the way.
He's been struggling I don't know. He's so weird.
Meanwhile,
Like,
I think
I feel like we gotta watch and
see
see how Maria plays to see how Grigor's gonna play.
No, Gregor's too busy looking at art. No, I mean,
I'm gonna go with you.
I mean, he might even lose. He might even lose to your boy Pablo. Pablo Carrera.
I'm telling you, my number 2. And Jack Sock might be one in his moment too.
Yeah, that's true. Because Jack Sock does play well on clay, and you know how it is when you're the 2 young guns. You know how that is. Jack Sock imagines himself, in Grigor.
I don't know what to think of Jack Sock in all of this. Like, I don't know. Does he play well on clay? Like, I don't know.
The Americans have found themselves on clay.
It's the only title he's won, right? Is on clay,
yeah.
no?
Is it?
Yep. Only single side he's won was on Houston red clay.
And
I don't know. In my world, I have Dokopolov taking out Almagro, and that's, you know what, I'm partial to.
You're partial to Doko.
I am, and he's proven himself to be quite the ass. I don't need to hear about it. I already know.
I
But I
just think
like
him as
him.
the boy.
I like him.
But we accept it. This is the thing we all know. 9 out of 10 of these guys are assholes, except for Murray, who's a feminist. So we just roll with the punches and we take what we get. We know that once they open their mouth, we're like, oh shoot, careful.
And that goes for Grams as well.
Yeah, you just have to go.
You see.
I don't know. For me, I've had personal experiences with Dogo. He's always been very nice and friendly and whatever.
Yes, we know you and Dolko go way back in.
We go way back, like.
I think of him as a boy
But-
who looks like a girl who looks like a boy.
He's very androgynous. That he is.
The more
he's like this
androgynous
little
they look,
whippersnapper.
he can be good. He could be. Listen, Dolko. Listen, I say everyone in Rafa's draw. Make this your moment. Make this your moment.
Yeah.
Make this your moment. Have fun with it. Stay away from Fed.
And Dokopolov, remember, you beat the man who beat Divadal at French. Okay, just remember that. You beat the man, only man who's beat Divadal at Paris. So.
And let's all remember that Robin Soderling requires someone beat Nadal at the French so that he can stop being the only one.
Right.
Oh, they did.
About that.
Well, what do you both, does everyone have Murray and Nick Kyrgios in round 3?
I'm looking forward to that match.
But I don't trust Nick, but you know what?
I think it's early enough that you can trust him.
I don't trust this. I don't trust this hand. I think he has an injury, so I don't trust that. That's about it. That's really
that's what I don't trust is the injury in his body.
Yeah.
It's his body.
Although,
it's the same thing with Song.
If you want to scalp, take it. I mean, Nick should just start collecting scalps.
Exactly. Because
I think he can do it. I mean, I guess I didn't realize that he had an injury. If he's healthy, he can. That could be a really, really good match. Really good match.
But you know what? I'm really surprised that people really think Murray could win this, and I'm like, oh no.
I don't see Murray getting past Nole.
Look at his draw. Look at his draw. Listen,
Look, if David Ferrer heard that Divadal is losing, that fucker would be rolling. No way.
But wait,
No
do
way.
you have Murray and Isner?
Yeah.
I mean, Isner seems to kind of step it up on the clay.
Isner has not stepped it up in a major in forever. Only
A major, yes. But he, for some reason,
we ain't checking for that. We're not
You
checking
know
for
what?
that 75.
well, okay, I'm going to shut up.
Isner, wait. Is this the first major? This is the first major where, I remember, Isner likes the clay, and he actually has a coach that understands his game. So I think that's a very doable draw for Isner.
I'm not counting him out at all.
I don't think
sorry.
so. Why not?
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Isner has a coach who understands this game. Are we talking about Justin Gimelstob?
Listen, you can hate Justin Gimelstob all you want, but we've already established that most of these guys are douches, so we can move forward from that.
First of all, I don't understand how you use a positive statement to say Justin Gilberstein is a coach.
He's a coach. He's a coach. That's
No,
what
no. That's not a hookup.
No, he's not
That
even
is
a
giving
coach.
your buddy a hookup. That's what that is.
He's a paid commentator from the Inner camp.
He's getting. Listen,
Look,
you know what makes you a coach? He's cashing checks. All right, he's cashing.
that's
checks.
what I'm saying. That's what it's called, giving your buddy a hookup.
It
That's
don't
what it
matter.
is.
It don't matter.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at all. I think that Isner historically does pretty decent on clay,
He likes it.
and he likes it, and I think he can trouble Murray should them two meet up.
I think so too. Why not?
I think it should be a really good match.
Mm-mm. If Murray gets past Nick, then I put Murray into the quarters. And
First
if
of all, Murray
Divadal,
can't even get past Ferrer. So
and that's what I'm saying exactly. And if
get past Ferrer in a
look,
semifinal.
British Wimbledon committee or whoever you need to talk to, British tennis, you need to make sure
God.
if Ferrer and Murray and Divadal and Joker gets to the quarters, you need to make sure that Ferrer plays the first one before Divadal and Joker, because trust me, if Ferrer hears Divadal is going out, Ferrer is gonna be on fire.
What do you think about Donald Young?
Nothing.
Nothing? Does he get past his first round match?
No.
No.
Well, maybe
Santiago Geraldo? I think he's got a shot. No?
A shot at what? 4 games for him? No.
I mean,
I feel like he has to do something.
He can win 5 games. And no bagels and no breadsticks.
All right, moving on.
6 games, buddy. 6 games. I give you 6 games.
Okay, so in the quarters I have obviously Vinole Rafa and I have Murray Ferrer. Is that
That's what I have. That's exactly what I have.
Look.
And I think Ferrer gets to the quarters very easily.
I think.
I mean, yeah, the struggle is Cilic. I think he should be able to get through Cilic. Fine.
Well, I don't see him playing Cilic.
I really have Robin Hasse taking out
Oh,
Cilic.
stop it! Stop yourself.
No,
I have Cilic winning that, but I have
legitimate.
Ferrer taking out Cilic.
That section of the draw is the section of the draw I'd like to call. It's got Troitsky, it's got Cilic, it's got Troitsky, Cilic, and Ferrer. Y'all duke it out. I don't give a shit.
I hear you. I don't give a shit
This
either.
section, listen to me. People may have missed
the
this
other
section
side.
of this
Fuck them
job.
people.
Trust me. This got me for red quarter or section or whatever it is. Trust me. It is as easy as you would get a men's draw. And it's like David Ferrer all the way to the round of 16s at the quarter final.
Has he ever gotten a gift as good as this?
I'm telling you.
Never. You know what?
Boys,
Ferrer for the title.
No. Absolutely not.
Chance.
Absolutely not.
We will pretend like we didn't hear that.
Okay, let's move on then. All right.
You know what? You know, this would be the moment that freaking Ferrer gets to the final and faces Federer and then finally gets his one damn fucking win. Because that's the
You know what? Don't even go there.
No.
If Federer faces Ferrer in the title match and he loses, I am done. I am so done with Fed.
Ferrer in the final.
Do you
Federer.
know that Cilic has only won 3 matches this year?
That's
Yeah.
That's probably the same amount of gold this year.
He's probably only won 3 matches since he took his U.S. Open title.
And I tell you something.
3 wins, 5 losses. That's his year-to-date win-loss record.
And you know what? And you know what this fucker did, right?
And you all want me to...
Who are you calling a fucker?
You all want me
Cilic.
to... And you know
Cilic has a jersey printed that says legend.
Legendary.
Yeah.
All right.
And Geraldo is not much better.
I know.
His win-loss record is 11-14 for the year.
I know. It's a mess. See, everyone thinks...
But I think he done better than he probably did better than Goldbist, no?
Yeah, that's
God,
true.
yeah.
That's a
Hey, you know what? Let's go to the other side.
Look,
why does everyone think Federer have a good draw? Because there are banana peels all over that
Well,
draw.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I think
I had no idea that he faces Fire in the first round.
he wasn't supposed to, but Fire got it.
Lucky freaking
A lucky loser. A lucky loser.
To get out of qualifying.
I know.
He's
You know how those lucky losers feel. They got new life. Oh my
And they get $40,000 check just for being present.
Raise your hand in the class.
I'm telling you.
I can't.
Listen to me.
So
There
you
is
got.
no better time to get that next round money than at a major.
So
And
I
then
mean,
after he finishes with fire,
yeah.
he faces what? Granolier?
Trust me. Listen to me.
Or Uzni.
I literally spoke to Granolia after US Open match last
Oh my
year.
God, you and this damn Granolier story.
Trust me. Listen to me.
Let's hear it.
Granolia basically said, in so many words, I just basically bent over and got fucked by Federer. No lose.
Again, I didn't hear that.
I just literally bent over and told Federer to fuck me in the ass. No lose.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, look. I mean, all of the journalists were just looking at him like, are you kidding me? Like, he capitulated the match. People, don't get me wrong, he didn't say he actually just fucking over. I'm just translating. What he really meant to say was that he wanted to get fucked up by Federer. No, trust me.
Maybe he wanted to get.
I mean, it's as if he got to the moment where he was just like, I am beating Federer. I'm beating Roger Federer. And
But
then he was
Roger
just like,
was
you know what?
shit.
Roger was playing shit. Roger stepped up his game, but then Granolius put out no game. And Federer just had a practice session.
Listen, this is where I'm at with Federer. People need to quit worrying about Wimbledon in 1902 when Fowler took him to 5 sets.
Yeah, I think so too.
Federer is not going to have a problem with Alejandro Fana. It's not happening.
He might have a problem with Monfils if Monfils gets through the third
That's
round.
That's where I see Federer's potential first match
His hiccup.
is Monfils.
Although
But
he seems to be meeting Cuevas a lot, so maybe he's gonna meet Cuevas instead. I have Cuevas taking out Monfils, thank God, or something. No, not really, but
You know, you predicted earlier in the year,
that Monfils
Andre.
is due to do something, right?
and it would be
Yes,
done in
too.
French. But you know what? I never trust Monfils. And Monfils,
Well,
gets
how can you? He drinks Coke on courts. I mean, you can't trust him. But you know what? He's going to have... But it's tough. Like, you want to say when he's playing a match that he's going to have the French crowd on his side. And if he were playing anyone other than Federer, that would be 100% true. But the world loves Federer, so that crowd is going to be divided. I think it will be in favor of Gael, but it's not going to be as
horrible. Yeah.
No, it won't be horrible. It won't be as if he were playing Berdych or, anybody else. Federer is loved everywhere he goes.
Love.
And even though Monfils has that home court advantage, so to speak, the crowd will push him, but it's not going to be extremely lopsided.
No.
And Federer should come through.
He should, but I'm telling you, Monfils wakes up early in the morning to beat Federer.
Honey, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Who doesn't wake up early in the morning and say, I see Fed's ass, I like that ass, I want
But
it.
you know
let's
what?
get on
Monfils
it.
isn't one
So
who's...
that's how
All I
they do
need
it.
Federer to do is just defend his foot round point. Just
Fourth round.
get
Oh my
get to the
God.
fourth round, get to the fourth round, and then anything can happen after that.
Okay, you know what? I need Stan to fall early. I mean, I
Why?
hate to say that because Stan versus Federer is an emotional mess. I can't do
Yeah,
it.
and he
I
typically
don't want
loses
it.
that mess. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to.
Ooh.
Third round, Nishikori Verdasco. I don't really know who's coming out of that. I have no idea.
I picked Verdasco out of that. That's a pick.
I picked Nishikori because it's early, and again, I feel like towards the latter stages of a tournament, Nishikori gets tired.
Yeah.
Even though everybody talks about how fit he is and he can go 5 and blah blah blah. Whatever. I picked him, but because I had to pick somebody. Verdasco can totally take him out. I'm also looking forward to. I have Berdych and Fonini playing.
Yeah. And that's a bit of a rematch.
I don't
But
know
I
what's
think
going to happen there.
I think Burditch is going to deal with him soundly because
I think Burditch will deal with him too, and then I think he's going to face Sangha in the next round. And again, I don't know what the hell's going to happen there.
I don't even think
Will
Sangha might
Sangha
get that.
get past Cole Schreiber? Will
I
Sangha
think he will. I think he will. I think it'll be tough, but I think he will.
No, he
But
will
you know
not. He will not.
Well, all right.
Okay, let's just establish something here. Look at Kay's draw. Kay has a tricky draw.
He
because
does.
He's got to get to Mathieu. Okay, Mathieu's had some issues, but it's France. You never know. Then,
Right.
if things work out, he might face Bellucci. Bellucci pushed
Yeah,
our
Bellucci has
favorite
a
guy.
good ball.
Playing very good ball. So that's a potential 5-setter right there.
Right.
And then after that, if he makes it through that, he gets to go for Verdasco. Who Verdasco, I think, has been playing not so badly. And then if he gets through Verdasco, then he has to play Feliciano Lopez, who does not hate the clay. So I just think that Kay, I know people have I had Kay as my little favorite, but I feel like his draw is difficult.
He's got a tough draw. He's got a really, really tough draw.
And
if he gets through,
tell him how to treat, out the French.
but here's the thing. If he gets through Bellucci, if he gets through Verdasco, and he gets through Lopez, then he's going to play Sangha or Burditch. I mean, nothing along that road. He might. He might. But regardless, even if Fonini or Burditch comes through there, or Kohlschreiber, either way, it's tough. It's a tough road no matter who wins. Nishikori can't look at the draw, which I'm sure he would say, I don't look that far ahead, because that's what they say. You fucking liars. Yes, you do. But, no matter, it isn't a situation where if this person loses, I'm good, and, it's a little bit easier. It's tough no matter who comes out of there. Yeah, he's got a tough road no matter what.
All the way, he has a tough
All
draw.
the way, it's tough. So, therefore, he's not going to make it because it's going to be too tough all the way. That's where I have him.
And I think Stan gets messed up by GGL again because Stan's got a cold, and it's the third round. You gotta get through there.
Like he has a cold for real? Like he's like achoo?
Yeah, he's been like he's had the sniffles. I mean, you know how that cold.
Well, Donna would be out in the first round so she could deal with him. Give him
and it's damp, it's cold, it's irritable. I mean, it's an interesting situation for him. That'll be weird. He faces the guy that took him out last year, which was GGL. And GGL was playing really well for a spell, and then he got really tired. But now he should be rested. So I'm looking forward to that third round matchup.
I'm too.
Gobus, I think Gobus loses to Mahout or somebody quickly, please, because that needs to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
If he loses, he's going to be in the 50s. I think he's going to be ranked.
You know what's good about him? He don't care about next round money. He's fine.
Right? He's already rich. Do you think Francis Taifu gets a match? He plays a qualifier.
No, but he plays Cleason, doesn't he?
Oh, he plays Cleason. Yes, he does.
Cleason is tricky. Cleason actually had a good match against Rafa, a year or two ago? So, I mean, Cleason is comfy on that next round money. Yeah, I mean,
you know what?
Always meet
purely emotional. I want to see him get through. I don't think he gets any further than the second round. I don't see that happening. And if he does, you know what? Good for you.
But you know what though?
I think that
check it. If he gets through the second round, if he gets through the first round, Gilles Simon is having problems, so he could actually play Lucas Pouillet, who's like just as young as he is practically.
Right.
So that could be really fun.
Yeah, I am totally looking forward to that, and I'd love it. I think he can get that first round match. I do.
I have not. Have you guys seen him play?
I have not seen him play, but I've been reading about him for like 2 years. Yeah.
No. He actually earned this spot because he was playing real talent.
Yes.
He's actually moved.
He has done well. He's playing with confidence.
Pretty well. Yeah. And there was some dust up because they took him away from his coach that he's always worked with and gave him to someone brand spanking new. And the USTA decided to do that. And he didn't really have a say. They just swept in and said, we need you to, because the UST is hoping that he can be their savior. Apparently.
So what do you think? Is that going to be a bad shakeup? Is that what you're saying?
No, well, I think he has done well so far. I think he's playing for himself at this point. He really wants to get there.
He's got Jay-Z backing him as a sponsor.
Oh my God, I can't even. You know
So
what?
basically, does this mean that mean that we get Jay-Z and Beyonce in the stands watching?
Oh God,
that's all the French want.
Another feminist. We're gonna have 2 feminists, Beyonce as a feminist. Oh, I can't.
Listen.
She and Murray can duke it out. They can figure out who's gonna get the feminist title.
You know,
if Francis can get Jay and Bay in his box,
I'm gonna go hang with.
I'm getting on that train.
She's getting up. She's getting up early. She's getting up early for that. She's getting.
I might.
I will say though that having talked to you guys through this side of the draw is becoming a little bit more interesting in the later rounds. But if you notice, if you flip, the other side of the draw has awesome first rounders. That's the Dimitrov.
They do.
That's the Chorich versus Curie match. Then that's Pospisil versus Salsa. I think he'll lose that. Then you've got. There's some nice first round matches. Istomin could easily take out Nick Kyrgios. To be honest.
He could. Absolutely.
If he wanted to, he could. If he decided
he could. But does he want
to? Govan is playing that Filip the Serbian. So I think there's some really fun first round matches actually on that side. And then I don't care after a while.
What about who?
Kokkinakis and
Tomic. Yes.
Oh, that should be a fun match.
That should be good stuff.
If Kokkinakis gets out of the first round.
Yes, he should. He should be able to get through Luka. Who does he play now? He plays.
I have him playing a qualifier.
He plays Nico. Yeah, he plays a qualifier. GEO. Who's that? What country is that? Georgia.
Maybe.
Yeah. So Kokkinakis, Tomic, I want that, and I want Kokkinakis versus Nole, just because I want to see a pretty person play Nole. That's all.
Well, and you know what?
Does that work for us all?
I have Kokkinakis playing Nole, and the reason I do, and the reason that I like that is because these young guys come in, and it's like they're fearless. Yeah, they're fearless, and I
like that.
They almost expect to lose because you're playing the #1 person in the world. So
they go for it.
They go for everything, and I want to see that so bad. You know what? If he goes for it and gets his ass beat, so be it. But if he goes for it, what?
No, continue. Sorry.
No, that's okay. But I really enjoy watching these young guys come up and play the superstar of the world at that moment to see how they react to that situation. I feel like I feel like he has the personality and the potential to throw everything, including the kitchen sink,
at Nole to try to get something, because it's a nervy and let's all admit that this is going. I know that he says it's not going to be, but this is going to be a nervy French Open. To me,
think so.
It feels very much like I don't want to say this, but it does feel to me like if he can get through that Nadal match, there'll be there'll be lots of expectation that it's his.
Oh, that was actually my next question. That was actually my question about what I wanted to say.
But you can trip over an expectation.
Right. Do you think he's going to win? Do you see do you see Nole winning this, getting past Divadal and everything?
I see Nole winning it if he gets past Nadal. If he doesn't, obviously if he doesn't get past him, then he doesn't win. But I see that as his biggest hurdle. Absolutely.
I don't.
Who's his biggest hurdle?
I honestly feel like...
I think it's him.
It's him. I think if he gets past Rafa, it's still problematic. Because I still think Murray, even though Murray doesn't usually trouble Novak, it has nothing to do with.
Well, it's gonna,
him. It's about his moment and seizing that. And think about that. Nole has to beat Rafa, another top guy if Murray gets through,
right?
Or even a Ferrer who decides, "Fuck you, I don't have to play Rafa. I'll toss it at you." And then he's got to play the other person who got through on the other side, which, God forbid, did I not say I thought that Burditch was going to do something this year? Could Burditch actually be the one to get out from that side of the freaking draw?
He could. He absolutely could,
Lordy,
I think.
Lordy, Lordy. Let's have Novak Djokovic play Burditch in the final and Burditch win.
Oh, I would.
You know what? That would be amazing.
I would be amazing.
That would be amazing, but I do not. I don't see Burditch getting past Federer because I think. But this is why he totally can. We've seen it a million times. But I don't care what Federer says. He wants another French Open title, and if he gets that far, Burditch ain't winning. It ain't happening.
But you see, I do not doubt Federer's mental hunger and the desire.
But he's totally playing it down. He acts like I have one, I don't need another one, blah blah blah.
I don't know if Federer's body can hold up to this 7 rounds of a major.
No, he can. It can.
Can I make an announcement about that?
Yes.
I saw something on my timeline and it tripped me out, and I was like, okay, why are we so comfortable with this? Somebody said that if Rafa got through the match against Novak Djokovic, they wouldn't worry about Rafa because he's such a physical specimen that even if that match was very tough, he'd still survive. But they were worried about Djokovic because if Djokovic got through that match, that means Rafa had destroyed him physically.
Bullshit.
Can we just talk about this idea that, and I really think, I
think Novak is one of the fittest, if not the fittest players on tour.
But also just this idea that we have really bought into, this notion that Rafa cannot get tired at all. Like, do we all understand that everyone buys into that? Like, we do not doubt it. Nobody challenges it. Nobody questions.
Yeah, and I think it's because
after years of watching him beat down everybody the guy has lost one match at the French Open. Come on now.
I think it's more than that, though. I think that Rafa absolutely gets tired because that's human nature, and you fucking get tired. But he plays every single point like it's match point. I believe that. I don't know.
I think the sport is idiotic for accepting that one guy is that tremendously fit that he never gets tired, and
but
that
I can see
why you can get through a
year,
young 2-year person. If you can tell me that Rafa is going to be spick and span after getting through the fittest guy on tour in a quarterfinals, and he should be able to spring right back into action. No. Whatever, people. Whatever.
Well, I don't buy that. But
you know what I say? I say remember that Australian Open where they both fucking needed chairs to sit down for the trophy ceremony. That's what I say. People get tired. Remember that, people.
Oh, but they do. But actually, they've only played when Divadal beat him in the semifinals. He had his pigeon in the final, Ferrer.
Yeah.
But last year I saw that. I don't think Joker was very, very fit. And he was looking across the net at Nadal like, what the fuck? Like,
he just didn't know what to do. Very rarely do you see Nole not be able to handle the moment, and that was one of the times where he couldn't handle the moment.
Yeah, that was it. I don't think it was fitness.
I think if he gets far here, we're going to see that again. I'm not saying that he's not going to handle the moment, but there's going to be the struggle of the moment, like Andreen said. He is going to have to deal with himself in wanting this, because if he wins this, he's we always say Grand Slam title holder, but those who really follow tennis knows what that means, and you've won them all.
And he's close to the calendar slam because the way he's playing, he's been unbeatable.
Well,
yeah.
And we've seen that before too. Thank you, Mr. Federer, for stopping.
Well, this is what I'm saying too. That you see, I don't know if the universe would allow them to be, it would catch up with them. At some point, you just can't get so ahead of yourself.
Well, it's time for Murray to be the cock blocker because every single person has cock blocked each other.
Yes, Murray be the cock blocker.
Like, so Federer cock blocked Nole in 2011. Was like, stop it. And
The finger wag.
The finger wag, you know, and it was like, you're about to run. I'm going to drag you right back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same thing. I feel like it's weird that Murray is coming into form at the same time that Nole wants his moment. So I think it's time for Murray. I think it's time for Murray to cock block Nole that way.
It is beautiful.
It's
a beautiful thing.
They do jockey.
And let me tell you what I'm hearing between all of us, except for Karen, because she says shit about the men. But amongst the other three of us, I feel like, and I'm included in this, we're kind of all discounting Federer. And I'm telling you, if Federer gets to that final,
I like us discounting him. Let him go.
Yeah, but that's fine. But if he gets to that final, it's going to be a bloodbath.
I've been dying for Federer to have like a really great French Open final where it's like a slaughter and he like crashes on the floor and wins.
I don't think it'll be a slaughter. If he plays Novak in the final,
I want that final.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Because but they bring out the best in each other. They really do bring out the best in each other.
Nole is
not in Rome, but I want the moment. But you know, I want the moment. I want Nole to struggle with the moment against Federer, and then I want Federer to have the crowd. And I want all that shit that happens between those two. And I want a repeat of Wimbledon, but with the reverse outcome, damn it.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes.
I feel in my heart of hearts. I truly feel if it is Federer and Novak in that final, Federer takes it.
Fucking better.
Because you know what? Karen, control your damn dog.
Karen's dog agrees. Karen's dog agrees.
Federer is the one who every single time Novak is on this unstoppable, you can't fucking beat me. It's a steamroller straight to the title. It's Federer who stops him. And he's going to stop him again. I want it. I want it bad.
I want it. But you know what? I do also want, somebody brand spanking new. Not Murray.
Well, I'm fine with Murray. I am totally fine with Murray.
I wouldn't mind Murray. I would love Murray getting it. I think it'd be great. Murray's like the only Murray to me is kind of like, yeah, sure, give it to Murray. Everyone else is slightly objectionable.
I'm fine with Murray taking it. Why can't Murray have a French Open title?
Maybe some other time.
I like it. I want Murray to have the French Open title, and then he and Novak can tussle for the Australian Open next year. And you can be like, damn, I got the Grand Slam in your face.
Murray can't run up here like Johnny come lately and say he's
you know what? Come lately, Johnny. Come lately. Come lately all over his face.
Clay Queen.
You know what? Let me tell you something. It's been a long time since I have watched a tennis match and had some tears. First of all, I do not cry when someone loses. I don't do that. But I will shed some tears of joy when someone wins. If Murray wins, I will shed a tear.
She's like, I'll shed a tear, but only if he's not playing against Federer, because we could have a murderer final. We could have a murder final, which I think would be delightful, actually. I wouldn't mind.
So you do see the usual suspects.
I would be totally fine with Murray beating Federer in the final.
You do see that on the women's end of it.
No, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Karen's not.
Why, Karen? Why?
No.
Why? Why not?
No. I'm still pissed that he beat him at the Olympics, okay? No.
Fucking Delper again, show up with his
Exactly.
Always Delper. Karen motherfuckers out.
No.
Speaking of which, does he still play tennis?
No,
he needs to retire.
Aw, he's a cute
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
How long has he been gone? Like, he should probably go for, make it official.
He won the U.S. Open at 19, people.
Is that,
And your
is that
point
not
is?
awful? But you
He
know
was
what?
19? Are you shitting
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
he
19.
he should probably just retire.
Okay,
Yeah.
can we have a little bit of a side note about some of the news that we've heard?
Sure.
Can we talk a little bit about this? Is it really true about the Carlos Bernardes issue around?
Oh,
Oh
you
my
know
Oh,
what?
like, you see, just when I calm down out of my tree for Divadal, y'all get me riled up all over again.
I'm thinking
Because
it's
I had it
true.
here. It is true. But you see, there's a secret, there's a dirty little quiet that is kept. Umpires in tennis don't make money.
Well, we know that.
Oh,
They
they
are
don't? No, I
struggling.
don't know that. Tell me about it.
They are
because
struggling. They're paid
remember
by
they
the
were
day.
they were gonna boycott the U.S. Open, right? Because the U.S. Open, I think it pays them the least of all of
I
them.
remember that, but see, here's where my thought was that okay, they pay you the least, but is that still a shitload of money? And you're
Oh,
being
no,
a give me
They
more?
No,
get paid
no.
by the day. And they give them a meal allowance and some little.
Chinsky Hotel. It's not really a
Exactly.
lot. Yeah.
It's not a lot. They don't get anything. I don't know
But
why.
I want to know what's a lot. Like, is it really not a lot, or is it you're rich but not rich a lot?
No,
No,
they're not getting wealthy. They're not getting wealthy.
They're not
They get. I think they get like a reasonable amount of money. We have to figure out what that amount is before we make.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Well, I probably posted it because there was a New York Times article which
Yeah.
detailed the amount of money. They don't make a lot of money. It is deplorable actually. I mean, when I saw the figures, to me, I was just like, what? No, fuck no.
So that's even more egregious. This idea
Yeah.
that Rafa has decided that you can't call my match. First of all, why would anyone even agree to those terms that a player gets to decide who
you see,
calls?
I don't think
other matches?
I don't think anybody has agreed to it. I think it's one of those unwritten rules.
But
That's
what is
what I think it
this,
is.
this is what annoys me the most about this entire situation is that Bernardes wasn't wrong. He
Right.
wasn't.
Yeah,
And for
that's
once,
that's what I
and
don't
for once,
understand.
he wasn't wrong because usually Bernardes be doing some fucked up shit on court. He does. No shade, no tea. He be doing some fucking crazy shit on court. But he wasn't wrong. Nadal was wasting time. And I don't understand. Nadal is making this point of saying some crazy shit, is always making some excuses about, like, I don't do any, people on the court cursing, people on the court breaking
Yeah.
rackets, and you're going to be getting on about me about the clock. I mean, Nadal, the first thing they tell you when you fucking show up on court, mind the time.
Right. Right.
And I don't understand it.
25 seconds in between
and
points.
I hear it at the majors, it's actually 20 seconds. I
Right.
hear his fucking crazy stance, and I'm calling you out crazy stance. He sweats too much. He's a fucking athlete. He's running up and down all fucking day. What do you mean he sweats too much? Shit like that. What the fuck is that shit? Get a towel. He has a
The
towel.
funny thing is that the women don't do it.
No, they don't.
And I don't understand this.
It's a security.
Well, wait a minute. We all know JJ taps her face very carefully all around her makeup at every point.
She's in a class of her own.
She totally is, isn't she?
Mind you, when it comes to JJ, we don't need to worry about
Making.
We don't need to worry about JJ when it comes to between points. We need to worry about between sets and between games. She's calling a medical timeout.
Oh, let's not go there. Let's move on.
No, but I mean, no, it's true. I mean, but for me, there are lots of people rationalizing it and saying, oh, it's normal. This is what happens.
No, you see,
No.
that's what I hate. This is what I hate.
I don't think it's okay for you to do this when he's doing his job. You're basically penalizing the person who is doing their job.
Right.
It'd be one thing if he wasn't doing his job.
Well, I would be interested to know how they actually go about choosing an umpire for a match. Is it randomized? Is there a system?
I think for the top matches, I think Bernardes is one of the few people.
Yeah, they're like a few. They're like a top. They're like a Mo.
I know that there's a hierarchy within umpires. I know that. But how do they really go about choosing who is assigned to each match? I have no idea. I wonder if, okay, so here are your top umpires. Do we pick their name out of a hat? Do we say you're going to do this many matches a day? Do we say, you get to do one day, one night? I mean, like, how do they figure that out? Because all of that matters when you say, well, we're not going to have you do Rafa's matches.
Whatever they decide, basically they just said, listen, when you see Rafa's name, know that you're not doing that match.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying I would be really interested to know if there even is a system, you know, as to how they assign umpires to the match.
You would think if it is that let's for a moment think that the ATP and the ITF actually acquiesced to Nadal's request that Bernard is not umpire any more of his matches.
Which obviously they have.
You know, you think to yourself, look at Serena, who has had issues as the Rocky, and who has had horrible calls, you know, and
I mean, because she's ugly from the inside.
Yes, I mean, and you know, you walking down
and not to look at her,
walk on the other side and all that kind of stuff. You would think as the Rocky would never ever be allowed to coach another match.
And that same woman is showing up at matches too. The same Asian
but she's showing up at Serena's matches
all the time.
Serena, girl, you have the power to make Eva ugly on the inside, unattractive on the inside.
But here's the thing: she doesn't, or she wouldn't be there.
Maybe maybe Serena hasn't exercised that option. Maybe she has not made that request.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Let us put a full stop here. If Serena dare utter those words,
Can you imagine?
They jump all over that shit.
No, right? Because she does show up at Serena's matches, so clearly,
time and time again.
And Eva as the Rocky, trust me, I see she was pulling up. She's pulling up Strikova for trying to get on Venus' nerves. So trust me.
But what I think Reels is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think what you're saying though is even if Serena may have voiced that I don't want her doing my matches, that she's getting slighted, they're not listening. Is that what you're saying?
But what is interesting is that Serena didn't. If she did, she voiced it in public.
I actually don't think that is something
Divadal.
I don't think so either.
I
don't think that's something Serena would have done.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think
what Nadal has done is basically being very underhanded because.
Oh, he said it in public. He said it right there in the match in his face.
I mean, one would have thought it would have been a heat of the moment, but to actually go and use what power you have to prevent an umpire from umpiring matches because he's doing his job.
Right.
That is just that is low.
Well, no one. But this is the thing.
What I would call low rent.
But you see, this is what I find interesting is that the tennis authorities, the ATP, the the ATP and the ITF has not come out and said that
one or another. Yeah. So
they haven't come out and said, you know what?
Anything about Fabio Fognini? They haven't said anything about Fabio and his antics on court either.
And you know what?
ATP has been emasculated if they were ever emasculated.
No. But you see, they're men. They're expressing their feelings, and you know they're
bullshit.
I would never. Serena paid nearly $100,000 for cussing some lady out on the court, and
that woman still turns up at Serena's matches.
And that is the most amount of money. That's one of the highest paid fines in all of professional tennis.
Right.
In all professional sports, or actually, until Deflategate or whatever that bullshit cheating shit is. And they shouldn't have been fined. They should have taken away that trophy. But you know what? That's a whole nother story. And we ain't got time for that. But,
well, I was really curious. I kept waiting for some other article to come out where it would contradict.
No, because this is Divadal. Everybody's
pretty embarrassing.
Nobody asked any questions about it.
Nobody said anything. Everyone thought it was a joke, but I knew immediately that Divadal was being absolutely serious. This was no heat in the moment, and I knew from the minute because I was watching the match. But now but you know what's crazy? What is insane is that Divadal they give him a warning and he wins the point anyway, right?
Yeah.
And they always wait at a precise moment. The umpires wait at a moment when it's a break point and whatever.
Do you think that's intentional though? Do you think?
I think so. I think it's dumb. I think it works counter.
I do too. I think if they would say something right off the bat at the beginning of the match, warning. It's like 0.3.
Well, actually,
it's really serious.
You know what? It's something that I've seen that is endemic amongst on both tours.
Yeah.
It's this penchant for people to take an inordinate amount of time on break points.
Yeah.
And on game points.
Yeah.
Or when they're ahead in the score, whether they're the ones who have the break points or they're the ones who are facing break points.
Right.
Azarenka does it
Takes
on a
forever.
regular basis.
Ever.
Backs away
Ever.
from the court, holds her hand up, turns her back,
Right.
slow the pace down. Facing them.
And the rules clearly state that you play at the server
You
speed.
play at the server speed.
But you have 20 seconds
And,
between.
that's something that Halep complained about with Sharapova last year, with her the length of time that she took to between first and second serves, and to even walk up to the line and serve. Just this really long time. And I noticed it. Everybody noticed it. But
And the
none of the umpires call them out. And if the officials are not doing their jobs,
Yeah, really.
it stands to reason that something needs to be done. Either you get new officials who will do their jobs, or you just do away with the rules.
I'll get Mariana Alves to play blind and be like, you know what?
Oh
Fuck,
God, that woman is
that ball is out, Serena. You don't even dare argue that ball.
that woman is just a waste of space.
Look, whenever Mariana Alves is officiating, I don't trust any call, even if the ball is going. I don't trust that. She comes out of that thing, and I'm just like, oh my God, look for
But
that.
you know what? This is my problem. This
That's
is my
not
problem
how
with the whole situation is, like we just talked about. It seems like these things happen on important points. But if you remember, because it was talked about forever, with the whole Serena meltdown at the U.S. Open, when she was called for the foot fault, pretty much all of the commentators said there is a time where you let that shit go.
Which is not on match point.
Not on a match point. You do not fucking call a foot fault on a match point. So it's almost like there's this, there are the rules, and then there are the underlying unwritten rules where you just let them play. And it's no different than in any other sport. It's the end of a basketball game. The score is tight. Do you call the foul? No. You fucking let them play. But some umpires adhere to that, and some of them don't. So when it isn't consistent, that's when it becomes a problem.
Well, tennis is very inconsistent when it comes to the rule. Very inconsistent. And as the players themselves have noticed that, I forgot who made a comment about it. He's just like, so there are the rules, and the rules only apply to only a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else on the tour except for 2 people.
Yep, I read that too.
Who said that?
Oh my God!
I think it's Sergei
Sang-
Sovtsky.
But Sanga also said that. I remember when Sanga went off on Nadal in Miami. He said there's one rule for Nadal and one rule for everybody else.
Yes, for everybody else.
And again, when shit like this happen, I don't want to blame the journalists. I am blaming the players, because if y'all really want shit to happen, y'all need to open your mouth. And tell the right people.
That's what Players Council is for.
Exactly. Don't be telling the press people, because the journalists.
It's not about beating up the women.
Exactly. The press conference is only for popcorns for the journalists, okay? If you want shit to be done, you tell the Players Council, you tell the authorities, and be like, we're going to sit at home if this shit doesn't change. But you see, it's one of those things where I think a lot of times, they're hoping to benefit from it. It can help me sometime along the line, so they don't want to. So they're hoping that, when it's their turn, that, that would help them. But, they're only upset when they lose.
Well, maybe they just have a weak union, so to speak.
And talking about sole loser, I don't think it's a weak union. I just think it's just that maybe they're picking their battles.
Nah, it's not really about battles. It's about who really... I mean, it's like I said last time we talked about this. I think men just respond to the big dick in the room. And whoever's swinging that dick, they just cower to it.
Yep.
And I think that's what they've done. I think
who's going to speak up and who are we going to follow?
And remember, people get punished when they speak up against Nadal. They always have. They always have, whether it's fan backlash or whether even reporters backlash, because they seem to fall in line with things as well.
Come for me, people. Come for me, people. I am not on the Divadal ship.
Not unless he comes out as gay, right?
I just gotta say, Divadal, you're a fucking sole loser. So Stanley beat you yet again.
Oh Lord! Thank
row.
God, though.
And
But
then you know what Divadal did?
no.
Divadal complained and said, "Oh, it was the worst possible scenario to play him at night."
Well, it
Motherfucker,
is the worst possible
you
scenario.
weren't saying that shit in 2008 Wimbledon when you been playing in the dark in the final.
Not over it. Not over it. It is not over it.
It wasn't the worst scenario then, boo. It was.
It never happened for me, so
Listen, we all knew that match should have ended
So-
and come back the next day. We all know that's what should have happened.
So I don't know what Divadal is talking about. Just accept your loss. Divadal needs to get a pair of balls. If it's balls,
Well, and you know what? I mean,
it would be
but
so
he
much
tries to buffer the situation by saying, "I don't win as much as I used to, but it's okay. It's not okay. You are not okay,
He's a
motherfucker."
legitimate champion. It's for me just like he's not a legitimate champion. Like when I say champion, I don't mean like he.
No, he's legitimate. He's totally
No.
legitimate.
I mean in terms of like a complete.
He's a crybaby.
He's a child.
There's a difference.
He's a man. You know what?
Every loss cannot be marked with a fucking asterisk. It can't. Oh,
But you
it
know-
was dark. Oh, it
That's-
was nighttime. Oh, the conditions were
My
different.
back.
You know what
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God,
say?
it was unusual.
Fucking suck it up, Buttercup.
I stand in the just like motherfucker. I'm gonna be a
that's
pitcher.
how you really feel.
Oh my God, she really did. This is
Yeah,
why,
that's how I really feel.
This is why. But you know what though? I have to say this is a perfectly natural and normal progression to an athlete's career.
Exactly.
Declining. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's really interesting to watch. I mean, partially, I think it's really the media that needs to get like their shit together about this. It's like, listen, hun, this is what happens. I know that you guys have been babying Nadal for a while. You never ask him when he needs to retire. You don't do any of those things.
Right.
That's usually what you do when
I
someone.
mean, fuck, Federer loses a match. Are you done? You know? Like, you're ready to hang up your racket? No, bitch, I'm number 2 in the world. You think I'm done? I mean, come on. Well, Nadal, all of a sudden, he slipped to number 7. No one has said anything about him retiring.
Oh,
No,
what's
there-
When was the last time
wait.
Federer was number 7 in the world? Come on, when?
Listen, in
No,
2013,
2013,
and they were punishing him the whole time.
Exactly. It was brutal. It was,
You know what?
it was
You know what?
brutal.
What I don't understand is that
Rafa gonna get the same treatment.
I don't
No, you
understand how
can't.
people
Well,
are saying.
Sharapova thinks he is, and she says,
Oh, she's such a whiny bitch. I read that shit. I don't even want to
It
talk
made
about
no sense. It made no sense. It made absolutely no
But you know what though? Listen, you know what though? But let's be honest. The standard for Federer and Serena has always been too high, right?
That's because they are
As
better
if-
than everybody else, no matter
No,
what.
but because with Sharapova, she's always had a lot of like, oh, poor shoulder, blah blah blah. Same thing with Nadal. Oh, poor knee. Oh, so it's like, you know, for a lot of the players, you know,
But when
they,
was the last time Nadal actually had a fucking knee problem?
Oh,
he doesn't have it. He doesn't. So I'm-
Exactly.
the
so
magical maladies. I have
No,
a thing.
it's just natural. He's getting older. But I
My-
think they
Yeah,
have a problem.
We know
with it.
that, but Uncle
Well,
Tony doesn't know that.
You know, Uncle Tony has already said. Uncle Tony has already put it out that he just like, you know, Nadal has a confidence problem. And he's already laid the groundwork for an excuse if Nadal doesn't win the French. My thing is just that I don't understand people talking about will Nadal win a 10th French Open. That seems to be the crazy question because the
You know
crazy
what?
question is that how this motherfucker show up for 10 years and win 9 championships?
And how come nobody's asked that question? That's
That's
what's
the
weird.
question.
That's what's weird. That's what's weird.
That's
If
the
It is
anomaly.
weird.
might lose this week.
And at this point, because he has won so many, if he wins another one, nobody's gonna bat an eyelash.
That's what I meant when I
See,
introduced the
you know
topic
what?
earlier.
You know what? I'm
What's
not gonna-
unusual is his dominance. His dominance is what's unusual.
If somebody's
It's-
stab and liability issues, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yes, keep your mouth shut. But I'm just saying the
because if he
unusual
were
part is his
dominant-
dominance.
If he were dominant, like Federer was dominant on multiple surfaces, nobody would question that. And you know what? I mean, maybe it's just the simple fact that we don't have so-called clay court specialists. But I don't think Rafa can be even called that because he has won on so many other surfaces. If he never won on anything else, and he continuously wins the French, and he continuously wins every other clay court tournament, then yeah, you are the clay guy.
No, his clay court record is astronomical.
It is, and I appreciate it. And I think it is an amazing thing to have witnessed in my lifetime.
I'm just happy that it's ending because I don't care. I don't care what you all say. It was boring. It was boring. You can't
totally boring.
You can't have one guy win it all. I know it's really sad. Somebody's going to give him a blanket and they're gonna shush him and they're gonna treat him nicely. But it's okay. It's okay to lose. It's okay to not win everything. We're all fine with that because there's some young people. Yeah, you've got 10. You got 10. It's okay. If you don't win
it ain't
okay. It's okay. We'll
Paris every year to collect what is yours. No, it's not.
The sport will go on. It will. It always does.
I mean, I cried my eyes out when Andre Agassi retired. I was so sad.
Really?
I did.
No.
He was my first he was my first male tennis love. I loved watching him.
Look, you don't want to start with Andre Agassi. No, I don't.
I'm totally starting with it, and you are going to listen. I loved it, but my point is, I loved him, but it was over. It was done.
Your man was wearing a weave on fucking coat. Okay?
No, at this point he had shaved his head bald.
Your man was wearing a weave held up with bobby pins. Girl, no.
You know what? I loved Andre. I still love him till this day.
I can't deal with that. That is a problem.
You do not have to deal with my love.
When I read that, I couldn't stop laughing. The idea that you're out there playing a tennis match, doing the best thing in the world, but you got to weave.
And your problem is not, and your main concern is not his bobby pin. It's whether your bobby pin was going to hold your shit.
Oh my God. What did I just do?
You weren't ready for the Andre Agassi Express.
Listen.
No. Listen to me. I don't know how.
And now we know he was a druggie. I mean, what the fuck?
Oh my God. Listen to me. This is the American. If there's an American, if there's a tennis, if there's a journalist mafia, American journalist mafia has kept Andre Agassi in the Hall of Fame because.
You know what? I'm going to bed.
Listen to me. I don't understand how Andre Agassi is not a laughing stock. I don't understand it.
I don't care if he was a laughing stock. He was my first tennis male love, and my whole point was, I watched the end of his career. It happened, and you move on.
Yep.
I watched him go down. You know, he ended it when he wanted to end it on his terms. He said, I want to be done at the U.S. Open. I believe he lost to Nadal.
No, he lost to, oh my God, what's his name? Benjamin Becker, yes.
Was it Becker? I don't know. But, you know, he had his moment, and it was sad. Again, I don't fucking cry over sports. I mean, like, people that, oh my God, they lost, I'm heartbroken. Get over it. It's fucking sports. But he, you know, obviously I love tennis. I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm talking to everybody about it. I love it. And he is one of the reasons that I love the sport. And when his time was over, it was emotional for me, but it wasn't the end of the world. You find somebody else to love. And for me, that was Federer because he was coming up. And, you know, I am fortunate enough to be a Federer fan who was there from the beginning, who decided I saw this guy play young and I liked him. And he wasn't always great. I mean, anybody that's been around the whole time knows that there was always something special, but he wasn't always great. He was a fucking crybaby. He had the highlights. He had the ponytail. He looked like a freak. You know, the whole thing. You know, we all know that in Federer's early stages of his career, he lost a match, and he sat there on court, and he cried, and he cried, and he cried. He was the biggest fucking crybaby of them all. But I was able to be a part of that journey because that's the player that I chose to like next. And for Nadal fans, you know, I've said this before, but welcome to my world, because Federer is on his decline. And you're either going to be a part of that and go the whole way through, or you're going to jump off the bandwagon and go with somebody else. You know, make your choice and stick with it is all I can say. I suggest you finish out the ride. Go the whole way.
Actually,
you know, you have watched him come up.
Just need to shut the fuck up.
No, don't be that person. Do not do that.
Why? You know why? I mean, if they were respectable, reasonable people for the most part, and some of them are, I would be like, but you know what? They're going on crying. Oh my God, my boy is seeded 6. You know what?
Well, you know, it's tough. It's tough when that's never happened, though. It's hard.
Listen to me.
I don't want to listen.
128. And still, it doesn't matter who he's. Divadal has beaten everybody in that draw and clay. Everybody.
I know. But again, this is the natural progression of the downhill portion of the career, and people need to just take it for what it is. Deal with it. It is what it is. You know, you start to cherish the wins more. They become more special because they don't happen every day. You forget the losses.
You forget the losses.
You do.
I don't remember him ever beating Venus at the U.S. Open. Doesn't never happen.
Never happened.
Never happened. Someone told me that. It's a dream. But anyway, folks, I think we had a marathon. Yeah.
We gotta wrap this shit up.
That's what I'm about to try to do. Anyway, folks. So, if people even get to this spot, but you know what? They might be too busy watching tennis. But anyway,
for the weekend.
For the weekend. So, folks, Andrine, your pick for the men and the women.
I'm picking the outside winner of Federer and Caroline Garcia because that's how I roll.
Okay. It's a podcast. You can't even see my face. You can't even see my face. Okay. I'm giving the side eye. Just so you know,
you should totally give me the side eye. With my dark horse being Svetlana Kuznetsova.
All right, Karen, who's your pick?
Djokovic and Sharapova, with dark horse being Simona Halep.
Okay, fair enough.
Karen, there's no men's dark horse?
I don't see Halep as a dark horse, but we can't get into that.
Karen, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, you don't have a men's pick for the dark horse? A men's
dark horse? Dark horse pick? Oh, Fed.
Okay. Fed, you're a dark horse now? What the hell?
Now that's how we roll.
He's actually my pick to win, but you know.
That's a decline, Federer. That's a natural decline. You've become a dark horse.
Right?
When you become the dark horse, that's how it is, all right?
Number 2.
I hear you.
Listen, it's a dark horse with these young kids.
Janina, who do you pick?
I am picking Serena and Novak. Ugh, the fucking Serbian devil. You heard it. My mouth. I think it's his time. If it doesn't go quite that way, I'm totally picking Carlos Suarez Navarro and Federer. You know what? Cut it out.
Side eye again. I am picking Serena Kuznetsova, and for the women, Kuzi being my dark horse pick. For the men, Federer, I love you, but you know I'm not gonna set my expectation high. I am going to go on a limb and say I don't think Divadal nor Joker is gonna win the French this year.
Woohoo! Go for Murray.
All right.
I don't want Murray, but
for the win.
I see. I'm gonna go with a Berdych.
Oh, get out of here! That is, you know what? Wait a minute.
If you can get it done, boy, get it done. But I'm telling you, Berdych is about to get married this year, and that girl has put the fear of God in his spirit.
Look at Murray. We know that the big shit starts happening, the unexpected.
Honeymoon is over.
It happens after marriage.
Murray is going back to struggle and clay. Okay, boo. You got the
Okay.
title,
Oh, you're a mess.
back of the class. But
Ciao, Bayless.
All right,
I mean, I
we're
don't imagine,
done.
and
We're
you know,
done.
I typically don't
Cut
pick.
him off. Cut him off.
I
Cut
mean,
him off.
he's done. He's done.
But anyway,
Done. Time's up. Time is up. Say goodnight,
why nobody
folks.
this is why nobody likes you on tour.
That's right. Get the fuck out of my sandbox. Time is up.
Okay, folks, it was lovely talking to you all. I hope you have a wonderful French Open. It starts on Sunday. If you're in the United States, it starts like around 5 o'clock on the East Coast, and on the West Coast, I think 3 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, Lord,
2 o'clock.
that's a lot.
Bless you all.
Bless you all. But you will follow our Twitter and you can see, how we feel. I will be trying, I'm saying trying to put out an actual Word blog instead of, and as well put the posting. And we'll be back again next Sunday for our first week report.
World Pop Force Week. Who
Yes.
fell? Who fell and who?
Yeah, exactly.
Fell.
Who got their wig snatch and their drawers pulled.
All right. Good night.
Good night, folks, and thank you all for listening.